When you watch this video, please remember that all fire extinguishers are there to stop small fires turning into larger ones and to protect your means of escape. Large fires should always be left to the fire service. Never go into a smoke-filled room to try to extinguish fires, as the smoke can be as hot as the fire and be extremely toxic. 80% of fire deaths result from smoke inhalation. If you are in any doubt or are uncomfortable about extinguishing any fire, then sound the alarm and vacate the building to your nearest fire assembly point. There is a safe window of opportunity to stop most small fires turning into larger ones. 70% of fires are extinguished successfully with a fire extinguisher. There are many kinds of workplace fire risks and several different types of fire extinguishers to deal with those fires. Typically, many everyday fires fall under 4 classes, categories A, B, E, and F, and are extinguished by water, foam, powder, CO2, and wet chemical extinguishers. Deciding which fire extinguisher to use on which fire is a dilemma which is faced in split seconds when considering extinguishing a fire and is a major part of any training requirement. At Dual Fire Group, we have tried to remove the complexity and have developed an awesome multi-purpose fire extinguisher to extinguish classes A, B, E, and F fires in a safe and more environmentally friendly way for the future. Our E-Series water mist extinguishers cover all of these risks. Moreover, having also passed tests for no Legionella present in the cylinder, it is much safer to use the water mist extinguisher with its exceptional cooling capability, rather than breathing in CO2 gas or dry powder or AFFF foam, which contains harmful fluorosurfactants and which will soon be banned for use in the UK and Europe. The water mist causes minimal collateral damage after the fire is extinguished. The videos that we will show you are shot in a live situation. They are not staged. The operator of the extinguisher is wearing no protection. Many other online videos are staged or are animated, showing firefighters wearing gloves, body protection, and breathing apparatus. Please note that our operator using the water mist is wearing ordinary clothes, no gloves, and no breathing apparatus. The mist that is formed is exceptionally cool and gives the user further protection when used in front of any type of fire. Making these videos real is showing you that it is safe for the operator if the operator is comfortable extinguishing a fire. How to use the extinguisher. Hold upright. Check the pressure gauge indicator is in green segment. Pull out the safety pin. Squeeze levers. Release to stop. Aim at the base of fire from the distance of 1 meter. Class A risks. These are combustible materials like wood, paper, cardboard, or textiles. They are usually extinguished with a water extinguisher. Cardboard bin fire. Cardboard is placed into a typical waste bin with paper and set on fire. See how the water mist knocks the fire down quickly. The operator withdraws slightly to allow the steam to lift, then returns to the bin. There may be some embers left at the bottom of the bin. The bin should be cool enough for you to tip them out, extinguish any that are left, and cool the embers. Pallet fire. Cardboard and pallets are on fire. Watch how the water mist knocks the fire down rapidly. The cooling capability of the extinguisher is incredible, and the pallets are turned over to get to the seat of the fire, and the smouldering cardboard is extinguished. Class B risks. These are flammable liquids, like petrol, oils, paints, and solvents. Flammable liquids usually will ignite at lower temperatures. They are not to be confused with cooking oils and cooking fats, which normally ignite at very high temperatures, 330 to 380 degrees Celsius, and which we will cover under the Class F category later in this video. These are usually extinguished with a foam or powder extinguisher, and small fires can also be extinguished with a CO2 extinguisher. Powder extinguishers are recommended to be used outside only, unless your risk assessment specifically identifies a risk indoors. CO2 extinguishers should not be used in small confined indoor rooms with poor ventilation due to the risk of asphyxiation. Petrol fire. 1 litre of petrol is spilt on the floor and set on fire. The water mist again quickly extinguishes the flame from the highly flammable petrol outside on a windy day. Class E risks. These are fires on live electrical equipment, like computers, fuse boxes, toasters, grills, and ovens. These have been traditionally extinguished with a CO2 extinguisher. Most recently, water-based extinguishers that have passed a 35 kV electrical conductivity test according to the product standard have also been successfully used on small fires up to 1000 volts at 1 meter distance. Remember that CO2 extinguishers should not be used in small confined indoor rooms with poor ventilation due to the risks of asphyxiation. Generally, if safe to do so, with any electrical equipment on fire, and regardless of which extinguisher you use, you must first remember to turn off the fuel source before trying to extinguish the fire. This will stop the fire from reigniting and prevent you from getting any shock if there are any electrical leads that may have melted, leaving any bare live wires. Computer laptop fire. The laptop computer is set on fire. You can see the screen is on fire and the printer is still flashing at the end after the fire has been extinguished successfully. Toaster fire. Please note that all the electrics, printer, toaster, and lights are on when the water mist is used. They continue to work after the water mist extinguished the fire. There is no pool of water formed, as the tiny droplets of water mist will always turn to steam in a real fire situation. The water mist can be used on electrical fires as the very low micron-sized droplets of deionized water will not conduct electricity up to 1000 volts. Office electrics are usually 240 volts, and factory machines are usually 415 volts. Class A and electrics fire. A much larger office fire with a waste bin containing paper and cardboard, an office chair, the desk, and live electrics on top, including a computer, laptop, and printer. The fire is quickly under control, and as you can see, the exceptional cooling power of the mist allows the metal waste bin to be removed by a bare hand, even though it has been in quite a severe fire for a while. The printer is still on at the end after the fire is extinguished successfully. Class F risks. These are cooking oils and cooking fat fire risks. These have traditionally been extinguished using a wet chemical fire extinguisher, but more recently, water mist extinguishers have been developed to extinguish fat fires. They can be used on domestic and commercial deep fat fryers. Water mist extinguishers work by delivering millions of tiny water droplets that cools the fire rapidly. This then turns to steam and smothers the fire. This Class F fat fire is one of the worst types of fire. These fires combust at high temperatures. The fat is very hot, and when it encounters any type of agent, wet chemical or water, it can result in larger flames. This happens because the oil vaporizes as it hits the oxygen above the fire and ignites instantly. Larger fat fires are usually extinguished with an overhead fire suppression system, but not all premises may be equipped with these. However, our water mist extinguisher has exceptional cooling capabilities and can offer the operator extra protection from the cooling mist cloud acting as a barrier between themselves and the fire. We will now show you a unique video of a commercial deep fat fryer containing 35 litres of cooking oil being extinguished with our 3-litre water mist extinguisher at close range with no fire kit, gloves or breathing apparatus worn by the operator. Class F fat fire. When the hot oil or fat ignites, you must immediately turn off the fuel source if this is possible. This should be your first action before sounding the alarm. We show you first the temperature of the hot oil on combustion, which is 336 degrees Celsius. See how the cooking oil reacts to the water mist. For just a few seconds, a fierce fire ensues. See how close the operator gets to the fire with the mist protecting him, and watch how the flame is quickly pushed away from the operator. The fire is extinguished in 4 to 5 seconds. The mist turns to steam, and the steam may be drawn in by an extractor fan above the cooking appliance. Here, we left the fan off so you can see the effect of the steam in the room. It is vitally important that after the flame is extinguished, the rest of the water mist in the extinguisher is emptied and used to cool the hot oil. The fire did not reignite. We show how the temperature of the oil has fallen to approximately 200 degrees Celsius, a drop of 130 degrees Celsius in just seconds. We at Joule Fire Group have your safety as our core concern. Remember, if a fire starts and you do not feel safe or comfortable in extinguishing the fire, raise the alarm, call the fire service, and evacuate the premises to your nearest assembly point. Thank you for watching.